What's going on YouTube? James and J Kramer Fitness, protein review guy. Today we are doing a special request for Ekkovision. I am doing a 2-flavor protein review. We are doing orange Dreamsicle, and then we are also doing s'mores. So surprising, there is a third-party purity page just showcasing the amount of, what's the best way to put it though? The best way that their protein powder and other supplements that they sell are of high quality and very pure, if you will. I'll get into that section when we get there. However, I'm only doing the protein powder review. I'm not doing any pre-workouts. As I was going with this, before I got off tangent, their protein powder is not, there are no reviews for their protein powder. The only places that I've seen protein powder reviews are on YouTube and other social media outlets. So that is very a questionable decision. Usually I purchase my protein powders through Amazon, but it's not even available through there. So you can only specifically order Ekkovision Whey Protein Powder direct from Ekkovision. Let's go ahead and get into our first topic in this protein powder review is Ekkovision third-party tested. Ekko Protein Powder is not screened for illegal or banned substances. That shared, there are a couple of badges found on Ekkovision Protein Powder. There is one sharing made in an FDA registered facility. That's a first for me. I've never seen that on any other protein powders. And then the typical CGMP, certified good manufacturing practices. That's usually an indicator of an internationally sourced protein powder. However, looking at the label, there is no such statements being made in regards to internationally sourced ingredients with domestic products or ingredients. So very odd choice. I went ahead and did some more review about the FDA badge. Of course, as I shared at the beginning of this review, there is a third-party supplement test page, which is, like I said, very unusual. And the two independent labs that do testing are Dane Labs, which is out of Florida. Dane Labs is they pretty much do like purity and toxicology and other mold-related food quality research. And when I visited their page, they are the third-party entity certified with the FDA badge. When looking into the other third party that does the research or that does the amino acid profile, they are called Mission Mountain Laboratories. As I said, they are the company that does the amino acid profile. I'm not very familiar with that third party, so I went ahead and did some research, and there were 2 workplace reviews, and majority of the individuals shared that the facility is a very, simply put, awkward place to work. And 2 former employees shared that the Mission Mountain Laboratories takes money and they falsify their amino acid profile. So, and the other red flag is, which is quite evident and quite in front of your face, is why would a protein powder company share monthly updates about the purity and the number of tests that are conducted on their supplements. That is a huge red flag. That's like saying I am a fitness expert because I watch a lot of YouTube videos about exercise and fitness and programming. Is Ekkovision Whey Protein Powder amino spiked? Yes, it is amino spiked. If we didn't have those amino acid profile on the third-party supplement purity page, seeing monthly updates is quite unusual because no other protein powder company does that. And then the other thing that I want to go ahead and mention is I did some research in digging around, seeing where Ekkovision Protein Powder makes their protein powder, because there is a label for certified good manufacturing practices. I went to the FDA website because they are the certifying agency that does the CGMP badge. And since this protein powder is manufactured in Texas, there is 3 physical locations, which is extremely odd. So I firmly believe that Ekkovision Whey Protein Powder does not have a certified good manufacturing practice badge guaranteed or certified by the FDA. So we're still talking about amino acid spiking. So I'll go ahead and flash the comparison table between all the social media protein powders that I've reviewed so far, and then we'll compare them to Optimum Nutrition's gold standard. Research shares that the whey protein powder should contain a naturally occurring amount of leucine that should be between 9 and 11%, with the average being 10%. I firmly believe that the protein powder that is nationally recognized, Optimum Nutrition's gold standard, is not an amino spike protein powder, and it fits the standard average for leucine content for around 10%. When you compare Ekkovision to Belt with Whey Protein, that is my next video review. You see that they have almost 11%, which is extremely high. I'll get into that here shortly. I've done a written review on Gorilla Mind Whey Protein. They're at 12%. Panda Subs is a little bit lower at 10%. And then finally, PEScience Select Protein, they're at 12%. That right there is more than enough to provide evidence that we don't have a certified GMP facility physical location. There's 3 of them. So red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, you should not have, as a protein supplement company, you should not be releasing monthly statements saying how pure and how many times it's tested per month. And then of course 3, the leucine content per serving is extremely high. So with that shared, even though it is a value protein, Ekkovision is, it is an amino spike protein powder. Why is Ekko Protein so cheap? Well, it's simple. As shared in my previous section, a badge should indicate that Ekko Protein is an internationally sourced protein powder. This is a normal procedure for transparent companies. My Protein shares that their protein is internationally sourced, made with domestic ingredients on their bag. Other protein powders do the same as well. So it is very unusual that Ekkovision is refusing to be transparent on which physical location that they make their protein powder. The FDA badge isn't certified by them at all. It's for their third-party mold count company examining food purity. And so I firmly believe the reason why Ekkovision protein powder is so cheap, this is probably whey protein that's been sitting there for a while, hence the certificate of analysis from an independent food company verifying that there is no mold in their whey. If there is mold, I'm pretty sure there's ways of cleaning them. I'm not entirely sure, but when we get into the taste test, it's kind of unusual. It's internationally sourced protein. The question is on my head is, where is this protein powder sourced? I wouldn't be surprised that Ekkovision sources their protein powder from Brazil or China, because that is probably the cheapest places that you can possibly buy. I do have to make a note of this in regards to quality assurance. If you are aware, every time you get a protein powder, there's a plastic seal. I'll post a video on the side here opening this one. Underneath this plastic seal, there's a paper barrier so that any kind of minute particulates cannot get into the powder. When opening orange Dreamsicle, I had this nice little film on here on top, but there was no paper barrier. So that should be a huge red flag right there in regards to the quality assurance team at Ekkovision. That is worth mentioning. So there isn't one. And good luck trying to get in contact with Ekkovision. I have left an email and there is a phone number listed on the side. It goes right to voicemail. Let's get into the fun stuff here. How many scoops of protein do you need to take post-workout to gain muscle? The label shares on Ekkovision, and it doesn't matter which one you pick, because one protein, let's see here, Dreamsicle has 25 grams of protein, S'mores has 25 grams, and then of course the amino acid profile for either one is probably going to be exactly the same. The amount of leucine per serving is a 2.7 grams per serving. So technically you only need 1 and 1/10 scoop, or just one honking giant scoop to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. However, we know this protein is spiked. If you want to maximize the amount of product that you're getting in a container, especially if you drop a pretty penny, high protein skim milk usually has around 13 grams of protein with 1.3 grams of leucine. We are left speculating on how much leucine or how many added amino acids are in here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on par around 2 grams of leucine. So hopefully 1 cup of high protein skim milk will push you over that 3 gram leucine threshold. When I mix these protein powders, I am not mixing it with milk. I am mixing it with water. That's shared. Let's get into the mixing directions. Both protein powders advertise on here, and this is the suggested use. As a dietary supplement, mix 1 scoop per 6 to 8 fluid ounces of water or beverage of your choice. The unusual statement on here, and I've been taking protein powder since I was in high school, they have it listed on here, shake well, as all protein powders, but it's the second part of the shake well for best consistency and flavor. Ekkovision, you're telling me that the harder I shake, the better this stuff is going to taste. That's very unusual. I'm going to do this as my second taste test. We're going to go ahead and start off with s'mores. I think it's very unusual that they're going to take the time to go ahead and draw up this nice little artwork on here, but then Ekkovision is like, we can't think of anything cool to think about and draw, so we're going to use a stock photo of s'mores. Someone goes all out on this, but they don't have an idea for s'mores. It's weird. They have strawberry cheesecake with the grandma that's all jacked. That looks cool, but s'mores. Or there's another, you can, it's a very interesting choice for marketing. So as always, got my Pure Choice Farm shaker cup right here. Let's go ahead, open up a container of s'mores. What's nice about the s'mores is that they have the little marshmallow bits that you would normally see. Dusty sawdust type of taste drinking this. It's a little bit thicker than usual. I don't think this is a true 80% whey concentrate as listed. I think it's too thick than usual. This here, I gave it a 7. However, that is a very polite score. After I wrote my review on this, I looked around on flavor reviews. Most of them shared, 7 is probably the highest I'd rate this. It's got a unique taste. I don't taste any marshmallow in it at all. Usually I'm able to go ahead and down this. We're gonna go ahead and pass on that. All right, so we got round 2. Pure Choice Farms Shaker Cup, as always, non-sponsored, my daily driver for protein. And this is the one I'm worried about. As I mentioned here, there is a unique ingredient in here. It's found in the orange sprinkles, titanium dioxide. European Union decided that the titanium dioxide is not a healthy product for individuals to be digesting. However, in the United States, the FDA deems it fine and not dangerous when consumed properly. I have my reservations on this because there was no paper seal container. There is a very unique smell. It's really weird. Orange is available, but it almost smells like an orange tang that's being mixed in with the whey. Mixed in with almost not like a sawdust, but it almost feels like pine. If you ever used a circular saw and you're cutting wood, that's what it smells like, mixed in with tang and then whey. Bottoms up, 1 scoop, going in, close it, lock her up, shake. This thing mixes fantastic every time. It gets a little frothy. This is a clean shaker cup, and so like when I was talking about quality assurance, I have a little black speck in there, which is very unusual. Like I said, that paper barrier that prevents minute small particulates from going in, this didn't have it. Here we go, bottoms up. The only thing I taste in orange Dreamsicle is cream. That's it. The first time I drank this, it was a very earthy taste, and it was very layered. It wasn't rancid, but it was not foul either, but it was very layered. And every time that I drink this, that was my second sip, the top layer was fine, and then it's like as I get further closer to the bottom, it's like it's a layered, it's like an onion. It's like a protein orange onion. I am not crying. However, I firmly believe that the protein powder that they're using, it's not a 90% isolate. I think what's going on here, I got really bloated really fast drinking this stuff. And of course that black speck is still right there. This was a clean container. And with the lack of a paper barrier found on this, nope, pass. All right, so I'm dumping out my Ekkovision protein powder. And like I was saying, this stuff is not good. Don't buy. However, here we go. This is the orange Dreamsicle. That is just a dropped out s'mores, and it's not a whey protein concentrate. It is too thick, so I'm dumping out the s'mores, the cream here, orange cream, and it is just way too thick to be a whey protein concentrate. Ugh. Let's go ahead and answer this question. Is Ekkovision good? As always, with my pros and cons of this section, let's start with the negatives. It's amino spiked, no ifs, ands, or buts. Inconsistent flavor. When you have statements on here, shake well for best consistency and flavor, that's not really a ringing endorsement for quality right there. Questionable ingredient sourcing. I have no idea where this protein powder is from. It could be from China or South America. There is no transparency at all with this company. There is no pork, and then of course, going off of an earlier statement, I tried reaching Ekkovision with some clarity on where's this protein powder from, how come there's no certification badges, how come I can't find them on the FDA registration. It's not a good look. There is no customer service. If you do give them a call, the phone number is listed right on there, 646-852-7374, went right to voicemail. Boop. They didn't want to talk to you. That shared all the cons out the door. What are the pros? Home run, mixes like a boss. And then of course the artwork. Hey man, this artwork is fantastic. That's cool. However, only I think of half or a little bit less than half. And then we get this. We get a Canva stock photo on a label. And then one last question. Trent says trust the vision. I'm telling everybody, don't trust Trent's vision. Trust my review because it's not good. Here we go. Final part of the review here. Is Ekko protein powder worth it? I am frequently targeted by companies trying to sell protein powders. Ekkovision is to provide value with inexpensive and ineffective whey protein powder. Is Ekko protein powder worth the purchase? No way, Jose. It is not. Ekkovision is an amino spike protein powder. I don't believe Ekko Whey is made in an FDA registered facility. Why do you have 3 physical locations and there is no transparency? I cannot find anything on this. The only thing that I can find is their Dade Labs out in Florida that does all the mold counting for them, saying that their protein powder is clean. Other than that, there's nothing I can find in the FDA registry. Of course, there's no transparency. That's where I was going with that. And then, what is my running theme with value-based protein powders? Inexpensive and quality never go hand in hand. Ekkovision is cheap because it sources from the most inexpensive supplier. I wouldn't be surprised if Ekkovision's protein powder is a batch of protein sitting off into the corner and the supplier or shipper totally forgot about it. They sold it at a very discounted price. And that's the reason why there's a certificate of analysis for mold listed on Ekkovision's protein powder third-party testing page. Finally, the flavor. It's a mixed bag. S'mores is very mediocre at most, and that's being polite. Orange Dreamsicle is not dreamy. If anything, I'd call it, it is not worth a purchase at all. Save your money. Don't buy Ekkovision whey protein powder, folks. There's a reason why these social media protein powders are going viral. Yeah, you got some awesome artwork, but at the end of the day, awesome artwork is costing you gains in the gym and in your banking account. So don't do it. Of course, we made it to another end of a protein powder review. I want to know your thoughts. You use Ekkovision protein powder? Leave a comment below. Let me know. I am still taking special requests for protein powders. However, I'm a little backed up. I think I got 5 or 6 or 7. Email me or leave a comment below. I'll add it to my list. If you want to see my full written, unbiased review of Ekkovision whey protein powder and all the protein powders I've reviewed so far to date, I think I'm at 78 or 80. Let's go. It's listed down below. And as always, thanks for watching and make it a great day.